Hi everyone, my name is Fat Magic, here with some card flourishes, specifically card forces. Whether that be to force a card on someone or to force their card to the top of the deck. Now, I'm going to show you these. First of all, the card forces to force a card onto someone, and then to force their card on top of the deck. I'm not going to show you very many, but I'm going to show you the ones that if you know these, you can perform other ones. The Riffle Force is very easy. All you do is you start with the card on top of the deck, 9 of spades. You riffle until you stop directly at the 9 of spades. Now how this is done is extremely simple. You put the 9 of spades on top. Now, there's several ways to know which kind of card, or to know which card is on top of the deck without making it apparent that you've already seen that card. So to know which card is on top of the deck without making it seem as if you've actually looked, watch one of my other card flourishes videos. It explains them there. All you do, start with the 9 on top, you riffle until they say stop, and then as you pull the top of the deck away, you use your middle finger to retain the top card as you pull it. Simple as that, letting it fall on top of the bottom of the pack. Again, we'll do that up to almost up to speed, I should say. You riffle, and you pull. Simple as that. Now this is a card force that Cassandra likes to use. Again, we're going to use just a random card. Okay? 4 of spades on top of the deck. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip over about a quarter of the pack and put it back on top of the deck. Then I'm going to take about half of the pack and flip it over again, placing it on top of the pack. Now, I'm going to take the first face down card that's available, making it the most random choice, and that will be the card, the 4 of spades. Now, how this is done. What you're going to do is, again, just know what card is on top of the deck. You actually have them perform it. You tell them, take about a quarter of the pack, have them flip it over, put it on top of the deck. Okay? Have them take about half of the pack, preferably a different spectator. Have them flip it over, put it back on top of the pack. Now, all this does is takes some of the cards out of the middle of the pack and puts the 4 back up on top of the deck. It does it automatically. So what you do is you just say, we'll take the first face down card, and that will be our card. The 4 of spades. Works every time. It is impossible to fail. And if you do it right, you can use it as a psychic trick. 4 of spades. It's kind of worn off, but you can use it as a psychic trick because you know what the card choice is going to be. Now, the third card force that I'm going to show you is actually one that almost never works. The reason why it almost never works is that you have to let them touch the right card. Say we'll use the 3 of clubs, okay? All you have to do, okay, is when you're fanning it out, you just make one card more accessible than the rest, being your 3 of clubs. This sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. If you're doing this right, sometimes I actually like to break it where the 3 of clubs is on the bottom of the break. It just needs to be easier. And all you do is you just make a break wherever the 3 of clubs is, whether it be on the top of the break, like this, or on the bottom of the break, this is where I usually put it. So the 3 of clubs is right here, and then you break on top of it, your pinky break on top of it. And then as you're fanning it out, you just make that 3 slightly more accessible than the rest. And they'll sometimes grab it, sometimes they'll leave it alone. You have to have another trick waiting for this one. If you do it and they don't pick that card and you don't have another trick waiting, you're screwed. So you always have to have another trick waiting. card forces. Forcing a card to the top. Now, you can either force a card to the top or to the bottom. I'm going to only show you how to force a card to the top. You can use some of these to re-force the card to the bottom. We're just going to pick a random card, Jack of Hearts, putting it right here on the top. Now, as you do your cuts, you're mixing up the cards. Or are you?